Hello everyone and welcome to round 17 here in tier 2. You're joined by me, Arrow, and Ollie. And
Yeah, I forgot to take my box.
and we almost had a full grid, but we've had a couple drivers who are having trouble joining late. So we'll see if we can get them in throughout qualifying, but either way, we're heading in. To quality, we'll see, can we follow anyone who is on the pit exit? It will be... who's first? Is
Williams. I think it's Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
Followed by Alfa Romeo of Centrix, and one of the Ferraris that is Josh.
FTC in the chat says that Spirit Fungus is having some technical difficulties. Meanwhile, is he in the lobby? Is he?
I believe he is. I did invite him. So.
Oh, welcome,
Maybe.
Harry. Welcome, Harry, and thank you for subscribing with Prime. Welcome to the stream.
Oh, damn. You'd love to see it.
Harry just popped in. GB says dry, because it's a fucking desert.
It is a feckin' desert. Perfect.
But anyway, Cthulhu in the ones will be our first driver to come round. We've a couple debutants here. We've Friggy and a parallel Harry in who are making their debuts. With a couple more due to make their debuts, but have not showed. And hopefully we can get Ritzy and Dub in later on. Ritzy has said free to spam him a couple more as we'll go on board with Cthulhu for his lap. So far, Cthulhu keeping his lap relatively clean. The first driver here in Qatar. I know if anyone here gets into the 20s, which I'm expecting drivers like Centrix, Ritzy, Josh, etc. to get into the 20s. No one will get into the 19s for sure. 19 is too high.
That's what we've got going on then. We go up to the line. First man to set a lap, and it's going to be a 23.111. Ferrari coming behind. Oh wow. Josh eclipses that by... Oh, and then Centrix eclipses that by... by Thorin pops into P3. The other Alfa Romeo. Who's that coming across the line now? That is... Carlo... That's not. That's... Who is that? I didn't see who that was.
Hello? Okay, I think my mic's
Hello.
slightly back. Apologies about that, my mic just started not working. Anyway, Haters goes P2. And we've next crossline Friggy on his debut into P8.
Right, here comes one of the key tactics up to P4.
Next along should be... Let's see here.
It's a Mercedes, I believe. I think that might be. That's it. That's Parallel Harry.
Yep, Harry on his debut up to P2.
5,000 as well.
Good lap. It's 6, but close enough. We've spared Funknell. We've another AlphaTauri. Turnip around, and Turnip, I believe, just doing an extra out lap before starting this lap. It should be Dobo around next in the Alpine, and next should be Dasher. Dasher comes across line into P7, just behind, or well, just ahead of his teammate in Dobo.
Next, got Sanderson starting his lap.
We've got Godzilla on an out lap. We have a Haas. Thank you for the follow, G Mystic G. Welcome to the channel. And we're here in round 17, our third final round here in Tier 2.
Who's next across the line? We've got ladies. That's hits.
Oh.
I believe our next person on the lap is Dobo. It's currently in the final set. Oh, he just invalidated. Just so who'll be next? I believe it'll be Sanderson. See what the Mr. Sanderson.
Oh no! The Alpine cut
what
across
happened
into
there?
the pit lane. That was Dasher. Dasher, I believe, entering the pit lane, cut across.
That was clumsy from Dasher there. He should have really been on the other side of the track.
Yeah.
Since the pit lane was on that side, and that's ruined Sanderson's lap.
Welcome in,
down the
Zampa.
front wing.
Zampa's donated a bit. Welcome, Zamp.
Of course he has. Let's see if I can try and get Ritzy in again. Did he join? I didn't see.
I don't think so. Make sure you give Ritzy and Dub another invite, and hopefully they can get back in. And we'll just end in the first place. Knock, knock, Zampa.
Oh, Ritzy is finally connected, so hopefully we should be able to get him in now. I'll just send Dub an invite. See if he pops in. There he is, the Ritzler.
Next across the line should be Pneumatic. We'll be just starting his lap. We have Godzilla coming towards the end of a lap, but who is behind him? There's Dobo on.
Looks like a.
Or is it a Williams?
Sanderson in the pit lane. Yeah, Sanderson coming into the pits.
It's Cthulhu starting a lap, and
I think the next one that's actually coming around on that will be Centrix, because he's behind Harry, but he's on an out lap. Well, he's actually going purple.
we'll go on board.
So,
Let's send trucks. If you can get Dubsy an invite as well, because he wants to join.
right.
Centrix goes quicker by 2/10. Great lap there from Centrix.
Our P2 man, Harry, just starting his lap, see if he can respond.
Also have pneumatic coming around.
Oh dear. You're very wide at that final corner there.
Dubsy's joined, so hopefully Ritzy and Dub can pick up their car.
Oh, Cthulhu mounts the curbs there and comes into the pits. Who's next? Set. Tactics. Is that? No, that isn't. That's like a Alpha Tari. That's tantrum turn. Start its lap. Know who to watch really.
I'm on board with Parallel Harry. He is up by over a tenth with a purple middle sector, but I don't know if that is a purple middle sector or not, but either or, he's very close to pole here. Parallel Harry. He rounds the final corner. Oh, and loses the rear, goes off and invalid, and Parallel Harry could have had pole there. I'm now on board with
That was
Haters down in P3 at the moment. It's a Ferrari 3-4.
That was one of them laps, like Max Verstappen in Saudi Arabia 2021. That was one of those laps of what could have been. Guess we'll never know.
Oh, and Haters cuts the inside, unfortunately invalid. We should have. It annoys me how many cars are the same colour, because Alpine and Williams are both the same colour.
Same. Yeah.
Next could be Tantrum. Tantrum's invalid. We've Wed thrown in an outlap. Parallel Harry may.
Dubsy has got his car. He's in a Red Bull. I think he's taken Ritzy's car.
Oh well, there's another Red Bull for Ritzy, so I don't think he has.
I'm hoping that Dub doesn't go and set a lap, or else that'll be him getting a quali ban.
I need to tell him that before he goes out.
Dubsy, mate, if you are listening to the stream, you cannot do a lap since you have joined late. So you will. Oh, saying that, I think he's literally just left the pit lane. Yes, he has. Whoopsie. Well, he can come back into the pits. He can do his out lap and come back in, I guess. Who's next? Start their lap. We've got Tactics, who validated. Next, I believe that is going to be Dobo. 2 tenths up. No, it's not Dobo, that's Dasher. As Ritzy has retired and left the set. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Right, I'll get Ritzy back in. I wonder, is he just...
No, I'll do it.
Okay. Next across the line could be Dasher. Dasher around the final corner, 2 tenths up in his time, but he needs to gain a lot more than that in order to gain position. Dasher does improve by nearly half a second, but still behind Godzilla. Cthulhu behind, starting his lap. Next across the line should be Wed Throne, although Wed Throne's doing an extra outlap, it seems. And we have the Ferrari pair that are out. Dasher, I don't believe is on a lap.
Wed Throne's just smashing his lap now.
Meanwhile, Cthulhu coming through on his lap. Welcome to the stream, Lou. And for all of you watching, unfortunately I couldn't get the graphics to work because I'd tried, but I don't know why it wasn't working. Because I've just got new Wi-Fi on yesterday, and it should work, but I don't know why it's not working now. But anyway, hopefully we can fix that for the future. Meanwhile, Cthulhu's 6 tenths up on his time, exiting Sector 2. Can Cthulhu improve enough? He will certainly jump Wed Throne, but can he jump even higher than that? We will see.
We've got 1 place. Meanwhile, who we got coming up for a lap? That is JDM Haters. PFR hat. Kevin.
Hitter's starting his lap. We've got Josh 3/10 up through sector 2.
That should put him 2 if he finishes his lap out strong.
Where can Josh go in the Ferrari? As he's coming down to the line now. And Josh goes quickest with a 21-0. Lovely lap there from Josh in the Ferrari. Currently leading the drivers away.
2 minutes left. So surely Josh, that is Josh's final run because there's only 2 minutes left. So that he's not got enough time to come in and go again. So that's Josh's last hurrah. But Centrix is on an out lap.
You've got a couple of drivers coming around. Haters is going to be the next across the line. 2/10 up in the middle sector. So we could even see Haters challenge for pole here. But how much can he gain in the final corner? We will see. Oh my god, that was so close. Just about keeps it valid, but where can Haters go? Goes P3 with that lap time. A great outing for the Ferrari pair. Next across the line will be Codzilla starting a lap. Meanwhile, we do have Josh coming around, but I don't believe Josh is going any quicker.
Oh, we got
followed
who
by.
We got coming out? Got Dasher coming out. Is he going to have enough time to get around?
Pneumatic's invalid. It will be Friggy on a lap. Friggy's 4/10 up. Coming round now.
Centric's doing. Centric's down in the middle sector. He's a 10th up. Centric's this if he carries this lap through, he will take pole.
Friggy, don't believe improved, but meanwhile they're going on board with Centrix.
The line, here comes Centrix. What can he do? Takes the pole.
With a 20.8 pole for Centrix. And I wonder, will anyone beat that? Haters is invalid. Meanwhile, Parallel Harry is very down on his time, so I don't think Harry's going to beat that time.
Harry's just started another lap. He got a tow from Centrix as he was coming across the line, so...
Oh, we'll stay on board with the Mercedes.
Cod coming up to the line. Cod stays P7. Next car behind him is Sanderson, 2/10 up. I think he needs a bit more than 2/10 to improve. Behind him, it looks like a... Is that an Alpine? I can't even tell. Yeah, it's an Alpine Dobo. Sanderson goes 5th. Big improvement.
GB up to P5.
Dobo do. Can't improve, stays P6. Who's next? We've got...
Oh, and Parallel Harry's round. Oh, he's round, and it was looking a mega lap, but unfortunately Harry's round and will start P4.
Still not bad for your debut.
Yeah, very good debut for Harry, but he's going to need to get this car moving so he doesn't get DQ'd like I did in Vegas. Because you can't sit there too long facing the wrong way.
His tactics comes into the pits. He was 2/10 up. That's a... He didn't want to finish his lap. Anyone else that's actually just finishing their laps? We've got
Dasher next, following Wed Throne across the line. Wed Throne, where's he going to go? P10, Dasher up to P5. Big improvement from Dasher, and I believe that is our final runner here in qualifying. Centrix on pole, followed by the Ferrari pair of Josh and Haters. But there is your order for qualifying. We've got Dubsy and Ritzy in the Red Bulls have joined late as well. And Spared Fungus in Scotland, unfortunately not able to get laps.
So that is that.
With Centrix on pole, trying to catch the championship leader, which is... Oh, wait, I've just remembered.
Oh, yeah.
Dasher has that 5-place grid pen
I forgot about that.
under contact with GB. There is your order. Josh on pole. Centrix on pole, followed by Josh, followed by Haters. And I'm interested to see who can make the most out of this race today.
Got a couple of minutes before we are going to get this underway. Oh, as Feta has just said that Ritzy is using a default setup. So...
Yeah, I think the fact that he lagged out.
that would probably contribute.
And I'm interested to see, did anyone heed my warning from last week when I told them this is a high deg and high tire fuel and
No.
Spared Fungus is lagged out and I think he's retired his car.
Oh no.
Well, I think it's retired his car.
We'll have to see when the lobby starts.
I think he may have unfortunately lagged out. He may have... But we'll be reading in at 9:30, which is 2 minutes from now, and hopefully we can have a clean race. Lou said good luck everyone. Scotland said he's not played in 2 weeks. Not great to start from the back. And I'm interested to see who will finish where in this race. I would love to give you the standings graphic up, which I had prepared, but Streamlabs didn't want to work. So maybe next week, but for this week we will be just dealing with the race here. 3 races to go. Ritzy leads by 278 points to Codzilla's 242 points, followed by Centrix on 233. So Centrix, who's on pole, can really benefit from this starting position, but I'm sure Codzilla and Ritzy are going to be making their way through the field. And unfortunate for Spared Fungus, who seems to have his internet has died. But anyway, we've got 5 lights on, and who will get a good start? The lights are out and the drivers are underway, and on board with Centrix, and Centrix seems to have
Oh,
had a
it's
bad
3 wide.
start. 3 wide immediately into turn 1, and Haters is in the lead. Meanwhile,
gets it?
Josh goes for the switchback. Josh is through. Haters on the inside though. There's an Alpine at the back gone off.
Oh, it's a 2-car. Yeah. But weather on a dasher, unfortunately. Down at the back, had a little incident.
One Parallel Harry on the
Oh,
inside of Centrix now. Lovely move from Parallel Harry. And there's drivers all over the place now. As Dobo gets ahead of Cthulhu. And there's drivers swapping around everywhere.
Oh.
Great start.
Oh, we got.
And
we
it's
got
Friggy at the
Friggy.
back is round, unfortunately.
Oh, that's a shame.
On his debut, so unfortunate start. Meanwhile, Parallel Harry right up the gearbox of Haters immediately.
Parallel Harry is the only one inside the top 10 starting on the hard tyres.
Yeah, which could be
So
interesting. He looks quick on these
Yeah, he
tyres
is.
as well. So
Yeah, he's passed Centrix immediately.
Centrix, who
Looks
started
like-
on pole, dropped back to P4. So
Maybe a
unfortunate
move
stop.
here.
A bit like Frederick Vesti today.
Oh,
but
he's not going to try and. Oh, maybe.
Centrix now on the back of Parallel Harry, as Harry's all over the back of Haters, but Josh is leading us away at the moment. Meanwhile, Dubsy's in for a new wing, I believe, if he's pitting that early. Meanwhile, Ritzy
I
now
believe it was.
P12 in behind
Oh.
Pneumatic.
Oh, never mind.
Had a little look on the inside of Pneumatic, and seems to be losing the rear a lot here. Unable to find a way through is Ritzy. And as we move up to the front, Centrix right up the gearbox of Parallel Harry. There's some great battling going on at the front.
Ritzy gets
Centrix
past
now.
Automatic.
Centrix on the outside of Harry. This may be a bold move round the outside when Harry's losing the rear. And we've got another Haas of
who's that?
Pneumatic gone up deep, I think.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Centrix has got past Harry with a lovely move there. But you do have to remember, Harry has these hard tyres that will give him later benefits throughout this race. And we'll have to keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, Tactics following along GB as well. Haters now dropping back almost outside the second to Josh ahead, but he needs to stay with. And Josh leading the Ferrari pair away. Great result for Ferrari this will be, but Centrix now, he was on pole, he's looking quick after his relatively poor start, dropping down to P4, but got back into the lead. But Haters now, I think, is just inside the DRS, but the DRS is only going to be enabled this lap. I wonder. The flap opens, and this is going to help Haters massively to close back up again to Josh, because he was falling back. Meanwhile, GB's fallen a little bit back from Parallel Harry. I believe GB still has the DRS, but he needs to push a little bit to stay within the DRS of the car ahead.
He's also got Tactics clinging onto his rear end.
Yeah, Tactics is probably going
That's
to want to
another
look
battle.
to make this move as soon as possible, because he wants to stay in the DRS of the train ahead as well. So Tactics being stuck behind GB is only going to lose him more time.
Or GB goes a little bit wide. Oh,
And
Tactics
Tactics
going to send it!
sends it on the inside, and it's a lovely move from Tactics.
I think there was a little bit of contact there. I did hear a little bit of a bump.
hear a bit of contact, but didn't see it. Centrix almost loses in the car on the curb, holding it together. Haters trying to follow Josh along. He's still 8 tenths back, but Haters is still inside the DRS that he needs to be in. Josh trying to escape now. Almost has the advantage that he needs. And Haters now is out of the DRS fully, so now Centrix may have a look at this move as Tantrum picks up a time penalty. Centrix now gonna have the DRS.
Oh, who's that off in the back? That's Dasher. Dasher in the wall.
Dasher in the wall. Very unfortunate. Misswap in there. Meanwhile, Haters and Centrix go side by side. Oh, a little bit of contact. Centrix gonna dive on the inside here. Side by side with Haters.
Oh,
he goes. Haters
goes
it off. Still side by side. They go. Great racing from these two. And Haters is going to keep it ahead, but this is only losing the massive amounts of time to Josh ahead, who's now 1.9 ahead.
Centrix thinks about it. Oh, he loses the rear end. Oh my god.
Has a little luck. Meanwhile, Harry on the back of Centrix.
You know, I'm monitoring the progress of Ritzy down in P10. He's still, he's now 3.5 behind Ulu.
Oh, Ritzy down in P10. Godzilla following double long. Although Centrix almost goes into the back of Haters through this final sector. It seems Haters is struggling.
Got Harry right up behind him.
Haters are struggling a bit more than the rest of the drivers through that final sector. And
Centrix is
almost
flashing already.
Yeah, almost went in the back of him. We can see the rear light flashing on Centrix, and I'm assuming Harry can see that and is looking for the move. Meanwhile, Tactics is retired in the pits. Tactics is called it a day in the pits. Meanwhile, Godzilla gets ahead of Dobo into P6. So Godzilla usually doing what he always does, just quietly cutting his way through the field. And by the end of the race, I can assure you he will be up there. This is just what Godzilla does. Meanwhile, Haters now 2.1 behind Josh. This is perfect for Josh, allowing him to escape. Meanwhile, Centrix unable to get past Haters so far in this race. And Parallel Harry on the hards. As time progresses, his tyres are going to come in to their perfect window where the mediums will start to fall off. And that is when we could see Harry start to cut his way through as well.
What other battles have we got going on? Got battle for P7 with Cthulhu and Dobo. I think that's about it, really.
Yep.
Off front.
The battle we are watching is, oh, Centrix loses the rear. Is the battle for P2 at the moment. Centrix out of the final corner, losing the rear. Parallel Harry might have a look on Centrix as Centrix is closing the Haters. He may have a little look on the inside. Haters goes very deep, which allows Centrix through. Parallel Harry has gone side by side with Haters here round the outside.
Oh, contact!
A little bit of contact, and Haters there went too deep into turn one and has lost 2 positions. As a result, Centrix and Harry cut their way through into P2 and 3, but Josh now 2.3 ahead. Josh just needs to keep the hammer down in clear air, and he's currently in the best position here throughout this race. Meanwhile, Ritzy, our championship leader, down in P9, still 3 seconds off Cthulhu, and Godzilla now slowly catching GB Sanderson. As time progresses, Godzilla P6 at the moment, was 3 seconds behind GB, now it's 2.7. And currently our only battle here early on is for P2 as Centrix is starting to catch. Oh, and Harry's picked up his
gets a pen.
first time penalty, and Qatar is, and Kevin we see go off in the background. Haters in the background.
And Cthulhu.
Everyone,
Oh
the penalties are piling in, and we know Qatar is a big track for track limits. Meanwhile, Centrix is now 1.8 behind Josh, so he has been catching. If Centrix can catch up to Josh back within the DRS, that will change the dynamic of this race, and Josh can surely see that delta dropping. Meanwhile, Cthulhu gets past Dobo into P7.
And the only driver out of this top four with a good amount of battery is Haters. He's on 57%, while the others are, I mean, Centric's on 12%. He is really pushing to get that gap down.
Yeah, we did see that rear light flashing of Centrix earlier on, and he is really pushing the gap now. 1.7, teetering on 1.6, but Centrix just seems to have a little more pace now in this clear air. Ahead of Haters is now Haters is dropping back from Harry, and Centrix needs to push to stay within their DRS, otherwise he's going to fall out of this train. And Lou in the chat says, you get a pen, you get a pen, and you get a pen. Meanwhile, yeah. Centrix 1.5, Friggy gets a pen, Haters goes off again in the background. Struggling here.
Josh is one warning away from getting hit 10 here as well. Dobo's got no warnings.
Dobo now on the back of Cthulhu. Can we see the Alpine go for a move? Both Dobo and Cthulhu have pens. I believe Cthulhu has one more pen than Dobo. Cthulhu goes to the inside to defend, but Dobo's going to have too much straight line speed with the DRS. This is going to be a comfortable move into turn 1. And Dobo gets through. Meanwhile, Godzilla now 1.5 behind GB Sanderson. As I said, Godzilla just quietly catching. Meanwhile, Ritzy's gained half a second on the pack ahead of him as well. Meanwhile, Parallel Harry, his hard tyres are starting to look like they're coming in to their window, as he's now 4/10 behind Centrix, as Centrix is closing to Josh. But will Harry look to make a move before then? We'll have to see.
Where's Harry can just... He's still staying in that gap, even on those hard tyres. I'm just surprised that he hasn't dropped back. That those mediums would, at the start of this race, would just be so much better.
Yeah, but now Harry being this quick on the hards is going to benefit him massively later on in this race. Can Harry make a move on Centrix? Meanwhile, Haters has dropped out of the DRS. Doesn't have it active. Harry does have it active, but Centrix is now 1.3 behind our leader. And Centrix needs this win in order to close the gap to Ritzy, who is currently P9. Meanwhile, Godzilla, I'm sure, will also want the potential win, as Godzilla's now firmly within the DRS of GB. And Cthulhu and Dobo have been battling for quite some laps. They continue to be in the DRS. And Pneumatic picks up his first pen of the evening. Meanwhile, Scotland comes in for his first stop.
Oh, Haters loses the rear end out of the hairpin there, and he's lost quite a bit of time.
Centrix now is on the cusp of the DRS range that he needs to be inside. He's 1.1 behind Josh and getting closer. Meanwhile, Wed thrown now on the back of Ritzy. Has Ritzy disconnect? Can you invite him a sec? Because it looks like he's dropping a lot of seconds. Meanwhile, Centrix is now within the DRS of Josh. I do believe...
he didn't say he left?
Yeah, it didn't say left, but I think he may have left because his delta, you can see, is plummeting. So I think he has left.
Well, I'll chuck him an invite anyway.
Yeah, just in case.
That's a big F at Ritzy then.
Meanwhile, Centrix and Harry almost pushing Centrix through the corner. Harry right up his rear. Meanwhile, Godzilla now into turn 1 is going to get ahead of GB. As Cthulhu and Dobo side by side they go. Cthulhu around the outside. Can he get the grip? It seems he has. Cthulhu now into P7. Again, Cthulhu and Dobo continue to swap positions. Meanwhile, Calzilla into P5. This is going to be good for his championship. Currently ahead of Ritzy. Meanwhile, Ritzy going to drop a lot of points here if he has indeed lagged out. He's either lagged out or paused, because he is dropped in.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Yeah, he was dropping back a lot there.
He's at 11 seconds behind Wed Throne, so he is.
Yeah, and he was
gone on there has screwed him.
He was 2 seconds or so behind the Battle of Cthulhu and Dobo, so now he's lost so much time. Whatever happened there. Meanwhile, Centrix is now within the DRS of our leader, Josh. So this could be big for Centrix's championship hopes. And meanwhile, Harry waiting in the wings, but Harry does have a penalty, which could affect this race as well.
As meanwhile, Cod has actually passed GB Sanson.
Yep.
Completely missed that.
Well, he passed him a couple laps ago, but GB looking for a way back through. Meanwhile, Dobo and
Cthulhu
swap again. And this battle for the lead is hotting up for sure. Centrix and Josh and Harry all in this battle. And Harry currently using the hard tyres, so he will surely be on quicker tyres towards the end, which means if Harry can escape the DRS when he does go onto those quicker tyres, he can escape up the roads to do escape that penalty margin that he has. Haters picks up another time penalty. Ritzy picks up a time penalty, trying to regain some of the time lost with whatever issue he had. And Codzilla's picked up
Centrix is going to get the move.
A rare time penalty for him. Meanwhile, Centrix on the inside of Josh into the lead. So Centrix now into the lead of the race. But Josh can see the rear light flashing as Harry's picked up another.
Harry gets another pen.
Another time penalty.
That's not going to help him. That should be on the hards.
Certainly. And when
Josh gets a pen.
Gets a pen. So if Centrix can just stay with these three leaders, as we see Harry go into the back of Josh.
I think Josh had a rear lock there and he was drifting. Oh, Harry sends it.
On the inside. Can he get the traction? Josh around the outside going to keep it. But Josh now needs to push to stay with Centrix, but Centrix may use this opportunity to escape. Meanwhile, Josh is pushing to stay within the DRS. But now Josh and Harry both have pens. Codzilla gets a rare pen. You normally don't see Codzilla getting pens, but this is what this Qatar circuit does. Even the best drivers here are getting time penalties. So far, Centrix, GB, Wedthrone and Scotland, the only drivers, and Friggy and Dubsy at the back as well, only drivers yet to not get time penalties. Well, I think Friggy might have one. It just says he's in the pits at the moment. But parallel high now. I wonder what these drivers are doing. I think these drivers are trying a one-stop, which in Qatar is tough to do.
I mean, Harry is 13 laps on hards, and I'm sure if they pit now for hards, they will go to the end.
Yep.
I'm sure we'll see some pit stops coming soon.
Dasher gets a time penalty, and
as I say that, Sanson's actually into the pits for the hard tyres, and so is not Ritzy. There was Cthulhu and Wed Throne. So those three have all gone to the hard tyres.
Alright, still following along Josh and Centrix. I wonder, is Josh or Centrix going to come in this lap onto the hard tyres? We'll see. Centrix does come into the pit lane. Meanwhile, Josh is going to stay out an extra lap, it seems. And Harry now will have the DRS on Josh, but Josh does still have the DRS from Centrix. Meanwhile, Friggy picks up another time penalty. And Wed thrown now in the DRS of Cthulhu. We'll have a look at the tyres to see who's stopped and who hasn't. Centrix haters, GB, Cthulhu, and Wed thrown have all stopped, as well as Pneumatic and Friggy. And I've not seen any punctures so far, so
What?
there may have been some at
Touch
the back
wood.
that we've missed. Maybe Ritzy could have had a puncture, but I don't think so because he stayed out in his tyres. He's only coming in now for the hards.
Nearly speeds into the pit lane. God.
Yeah. And Centrix now has successfully undercut Josh, would have to say. Well, we don't know how successful it's going to be. He needs to be quick on his outlap, but he has went in before Josh, so Centrix can use this to not be in the DRS of Josh. That could really help him, as well as Josh and Harry having those time penalties. Meanwhile, the battle between Cthulhu and Dobo for P7 rages on, and Ritzy and Scotland are battling here. Ritzy very close with Scotland. Scotland trying to keep it ahead. And Scotland either loses the rear or lets him through.
Oh, Harry passes. Oh, he's in the pits, never mind.
And Wed Throne has now joined the battle for P7. Cthulhu and Dobo have been battling for quite some time, and now Wed Throne has now joined this battle. But
Right. I want to see the gap between Josh and Centrix coming out the pit lane here.
yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Centrix
Has he
now
undercut him?
making it his way down the main straight. Has he undercut him? And if he has, by how much? Centrix has undercut Josh.
There
You
he
see
is.
Josh exiting the box, and I feel like that's a big enough margin. Josh will have the quicker tyres. Meanwhile, Haters has even undercut Josh. Will not really undercut him as in got through on him, but is now
There's
within the
2 second
DRS. He's within the DRS, is Haters. So Haters could use this, but there is a 2-second gap to the leader now. This is perfect for Centrix, although Josh will have the better tyre towards the end, which we'll have to keep an eye on. Meanwhile, Wed Throne, it's a 3-wide moment into turn 1 between Wed Throne, Dobo and Cthulhu. And as that was going on, Haters has got through Josh, so Josh has had a bit of an error that has let through Haters into P4. And Wed
I'll
Throne
tell
now-
you what, you know. Harry is actually pulling away from Centrix, and he's actually pulling away from Centrix.
He's beginning.
Yeah.
I think Harry may even try and go soft if he's stretching these hards. But we'll have
He
to
might.
see. We will have to
But he
see.
does have that 6 seconds worth of pens, so that's
He's gonna have to
hurt his
be.
chances.
He's gonna have to be very quick on this stint in order to get through. Meanwhile, Centric sets the fastest lap as Wed Throne walking on the back of Double. Meanwhile, Centrix is catching Godzilla. And interesting to note, Josh has now fallen out of DRS from Haters, so whatever issue Josh has had, it's really hampered him here. Meanwhile, Centrix now within the DRS of Godzilla.
Really struggling by the looks of it.
Two championship rivals. Cthulhu picks up a time penalty. Meanwhile, Godzilla and Harry yet to stop in this race.
And here comes Centrix.
Now on the inside of Godzilla, before the start really of this third sector. And Haters picks up another time penalty, which I think leaves him on 9 seconds at this stage, which is really not going to help.
Kevin.
Meanwhile, he's gone off in the background there as well, as Godzilla now comes in for either mediums or softs. I think it's going to be mediums at this stage. Meanwhile, Haters now has the DRS off that Haas. And Josh, 2 seconds back. I don't know what's happened, Josh, where he's lost all his pace. Meanwhile, Godzilla now has exited onto mediums, I believe.
Yes, he has.
Oh,
Oh, he's gone on to
softs.
softs.
It's sauce for Godzilla. May have to
I'll do
stretch
11
them
laps on those softs.
a little bit, but
Oh,
he is going to be quick. Meanwhile,
you are behind.
behind
Dobo
him.
and Cthulhu still going.
Yep, and Dobo makes his way through as Weatherthrone is just stuck behind these two, it seems. Weatherthrone doesn't have a penalty, so either way he'll jump both of them at the end. But I'm sure he wants to get ahead of them both into clear air to try and push away. But otherwise, this is where his battle lies. And currently Josh has not really been catching hitters. Oh no! Oh no! Weatherthrone clips the back of Cthulhu. And Cthulhu has a big spin. Or a big half spin, I'd have to say. He catches it together. But Cthulhu now 1.2 behind Dobo. And is not in the DRS where he needs to be.
Oh, and Haters gets another pen.
It's 12 seconds for Haters. Struggling here. And is definitely losing more time than he's gaining with those time penalties. Weatherthrone now all over the back of Cthulhu. And this move may be easy with the DRS now that Cthulhu doesn't have DRS off Dobo ahead. And Cthulhu is going to try and
Centrix is
defend.
taking seconds out of Harry.
Yeah, but I think Harry is trying to go for the softs. So I believe this probably will be Harry's last lap on the hards. Unless he's trying to hope for a safety car. But
I mean, we've had 2 retirements in this race, and one of them was before the race has even begun. We've had a DNS, did not start. Unfortunately for Spared Fungus and Tactics, he basically gave up.
Yeah.
As Harry comes into the pits.
Yeah, Harry coming in. Meanwhile, Weatherthrone trying to catch Dobo, but we'll keep an eye on Centrix. GB picks up a pen. I don't know if that was his first or not, but
I'll have a look.
I think Josh may have picked up another pen as well. As Centrix,
Yeah, Josh is on 6 seconds.
Yeah, Josh picked
That
up another
was
pen.
GB's first pen.
And Josh now sets the fastest lap of the race, and he needs to because he needs to catch the cars ahead. Meanwhile, Harry going to exit surely on the softs here, but has some time to catch. What's on the mediums?
He's on the mediums.
I mean,
oh well, that's how.
They're definitely still going to be good here because, as I said, Qatar is a high deg circuit, so the mediums aren't the worst choice. Meanwhile, Godzilla sets the fastest lap
on the softs,
and Harry trying to warm those mediums. As he's going to have to try and catch 6 seconds to Josh ahead and keep pushing in order to catch all the way up to Centrix. But Harry does have the time penalty that it is going to affect him. He has 2 time penalties. Meanwhile,
Cthulhu passes Weatherthrone and gets a pen. Oh, and they're still side by side.
Weatherthrone gets back through. But Cthulhu picking up another time penalty here.
Well, Haters is actually catching Centrix.
Catching up.
But it's not going to matter because of the 12 seconds worth of penalties that Kevin has packed up.
But Haters now goes wide again, and I think at this point he's just cheating to get inside the DRS. So I can't really say those 12 seconds are not justified, but Haters now within the DRS of Centrix, which is surely going to help his race because it means he's going to need to push less. And hopefully Centrix, for Haters' sake, will carry him along and help him benefit. Meanwhile, Godzilla has exited onto the softs and is now back again behind GB. Sanderson is going to look to catch GB, but then there's 14 seconds to hurry up the road, so Godzilla's best result may be P5. Meanwhile, Ritzy down in P10 hasn't really made much ground this race. It was whatever issue he had, whether it was a disconnect or whatever it was, he lost a lot of time and has been stuck in P10. So he is going to lose
passes Weatherthrone
some ground. Meanwhile, Cthulhu into turn 1 gets the move done again. It was Cthulhu and Dobo for many laps in this race. Now it's Cthulhu and Weatherthrone that constantly keep swapping positions. And there's a yellow flag out. It's Dasher.
It's Dasher.
And it could be a safety car. I
Wait,
think
where is that?
I think it might be in the pit lane.
Oh, it's gone already, but yeah, I didn't see where that was.
It was in the final corner, so he may have spun out of the final corner or hit the pit lane or something. But unfortunate for Dasher, as Wedrum picks up his first time penalty of the day,
I think
trying
Haters is going to make the move.
to get caught. Meanwhile, Haters now on the inside of Centrix, dives into turn 1, and Ritzy picks up another time penalty, but Centrix on the outside of Haters. Can Haters hold it through? Centrix reclaims that first position. But Haters now looking for way through. If they can get it, Haters goes.
Kevin, where are you going?
Takes a creative line. I think that we can tell where Haters has got all his pens with his creative use of the track.
Is he actually just trying to help Josh here, though? Going to battle, so he then forces.
He
Josh
could be, because Josh is now catching within the DRS,
which is going to screw over Harry because he's trying to catch. And now if they've all got DRS, they will pull away.
Harry did have a stage there where all the drivers ahead were over 1 second apart from each other, which would have helped him massively to make the moves. But now they're all in a train, which is going to make the move more difficult. And as Haters picks up another time penalty,
another one.
That's
15 seconds.
He's basically turned the Ferrari into a lawnmower at this point.
So he will still stay P5.
Yeah, he probably will.
All these pens.
But I mean, he's just losing a lot more time than he's gaining while cutting the track so much. And Centrix loses the rear.
Centrix, god damn.
Locks the rears under braking, but Haters takes the lead in this race. Meanwhile, Tantrum and Scotland swap for positions. Tantrum gets ahead of Scotland.
Well, Ritzy right on the back of Wed Throne.
Ritzy on Wed Throne.
Has dropped back from Cthulhu, so there might have been some contact there.
Yeah, or an issue for Wed Throne, but either way, Ritzy now on the back and has blown by him so quickly. Has Wed Throne got a puncture?
Don't look like it.
He's just seemed to have lost a lot of time there. I don't know how, but anyway. Codzilla's gotten through GB, but GB trying to hold on to the DRS of Codzilla, but Codzilla's best result here is probably going to be P5 unless there's a safety car laid on, which will definitely affect the race with all these time penalties. Meanwhile,
I would love a safety car right by now.
Tantrum comes in.
Drop down to last.
Scotland will get by Tantrum.
Meanwhile, we've got a 3-car fight for the lead, and there could be a double overtake from Josh here.
Josh now with the DRS. Haters goes defensive.
Kevin goes defensive.
Centrix around the outside looking for the switchback. Haters seems to have covered off the move for now, but this has massively helped Josh, who may have been a sitting duck to Harry. He's now 2.3 behind the leaders. And we'll have to see, was going on to the mediums the right choice for Harry, and Haters may get disqualified from this race if this keeps climbing, because he's now 18 seconds, and I'm pretty sure once it gets above 27 it disqualifies you.
I believe so, yeah.
So
if he gets another 3 penalties or something, then he is gone for.
And with the rapid rate that he's been getting him, I wouldn't put it past him. But Josh now.
We've got a battle for P5 between Sanson and Codzilla.
Yeah.
Both on 3 seconds worth of pens, so this is actually a fair fight.
But Codzilla is on the better tyres, but if GB can hold on...
I think they might be starting to go off now.
Yeah, if GB can hold on, then his tyres will be better at the end. Meanwhile, Harry's almost within inside the second of the car ahead. Josh and Harry are equal on time penalties. Meanwhile, Haters may as well be back in last round wherever we were. I don't even remember where we were last round.
It was Portugal.
Yeah. Haters may be...
Oh, he goes defensive. Very late.
Portugal, yeah. Haters goes defensive. Got Centrix following behind.
You might see a move further back between Samson and Godzilla.
Although GB just
Yeah,
within
too
inside
big, it
the.
looks like.
He's just within inside the DRS, so it is a big gap at the moment. Meanwhile,
Well, Josh is right behind Centrix.
Centrix
To the outside.
has to go defensive there as we see the haters cut the track again.
Where is he going?
I don't know where he's going because he did that twice in a row. Oh no! Centrix runs into the back of the haters.
Oh, Josh side by side.
Josh looking for his way through. Now Harry's now joined this battle. Harry now firmly within the DRS. And up at the top, it is a bit chaotic. I think Centrix is in the favoured position with no time penalties. Centrix just needs to keep it clean until the end.
Oh, not another one. How many is that now?
Let's pick up a time penalty. Haters goes off again. I don't even know what he's doing.
21 seconds. Well, Josh up on the behind the Centrix. Oh, he's going to get the lead here as well. Josh to the lead. That has worked out perfectly for Josh.
Oh! Harry looking for a way through. Got a bit of contact as well. And
All Centrix has to do now is just stay where he is, I think. He will win on just penalties.
yeah, but I think haters may now look to hold him up potentially, which could allow him to escape the 6 seconds.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, he's got to hold him up by a lot in these last couple of laps.
Oh, and he is.
Centrix and Harry are side by side. Harry now on the inside of Centrix. Side by side they go. Is the camera angle going to cut? Dear Lord. Meanwhile, Harry on the back of Centrix now. Can he find a way through? Harry's got the better tyres than everyone here up at the front. But Centrix is going to want to clear haters because haters could hold him up and potentially cost him the victory here in Qatar. Centrix, we go on board with him now in the Alfa Romeo. Needs to use the DRS to clear haters. Meanwhile, Harry on the back of this battle looking for a way through as well. But Centrix going to go to the inside of haters with the DRS. Can Centrix break later? And haters seems to keep it ahead. Centrix has a little look through. And side by side he is with haters. Oh, in the middle.
Contact.
A little bit of contact.
And again.
Oh, and side by
Oh,
side.
this is sketchy.
Or Centrix and Harry as well. And Harry dives up
Harry
the inside.
inside.
What a move from Harry. Can he get it to stick? Centrix goes wide. Haters picks up another time penalty. Harry dives on the inside again. What racing we have here.
God.
Centrix somehow keeping the position. But Haters is doing a major defensive job here trying to help Josh with the win. And Harry's picked up another time penalty. That is going to be it for Harry's race essentially. Harry is, at this point is going to have P3. Can he find a way through Centrix? He's on the outside now. Centrix trying to keep it ahead. And will keep it ahead. Harry looking for the switchback. Touches the rear, loses the rear. Goes off. Somehow holds the car together. Big contact with Centrix.
That was so close having a big crash there. Wow.
Somehow
what racing we are having right now. Oh damn, that is really good. Watch.
Somehow held the car together. All the drivers are within.
I don't know how Centrix didn't get a pen through all of that.
Yeah, I think I've seen him go off the track one or two times there, but didn't get a pen.
How many warnings he's got. But that was so close.
But Josh now.
Centrix has got 2 warnings, and one of them warnings was just now.
Yeah, and if Centrix picks up a time penalty in these last couple of laps, it could mean all Josh would need is around 6/10 to win this race. So Centrix just really needs to keep it clean at this stage. But Harry is going to be at best P3 here because he's now got 9 seconds of pens, so he won't be able to get ahead of Josh. Meanwhile, Haters is massively behind.
Ritzy passes Cthulhu. P8.
Ritzy quietly.
Every point counts.
Yeah,
for
Ritzy
Ritzy
quietly gained. He was P10 and now he's up to P8. And his race may end there in P8, but every point counts, as you said.
Oh.
Haters almost loses
who's
the
off?
car. And Haters,
Oh, and Haters gets a 10-second time pen. Good lord.
has he been disqualified?
I
Has he got a puncture?
think he has been. I didn't see how he got a 10-second time pen though. He only just went wide. I can't tell if he's been wait. Oh, I think he's run out of fuel.
He's running out of fuel.
He's run out of fuel a lot early.
Haters.
Oh dear.
Unfortunately,
Oh,
he's a lot.
Harry!
Harry as well! Harry as well! Godzilla may find his way!
Podium.
And Josh as
Wait.
well! Centrix is into the
Oh
lead!
my god.
Unbelievable on this final lap! Centrix is into the lead! Josh, Harry and Haters all out of fuel! Godzilla, who's P5, may find himself all the way up into P2 at the end of this lap! Unbelievable!
Speechless.
Godzilla gets through Haters, he can see Harry. Can he get up to Josh as well on this lap? GB's gained as well. GB's got ahead of Haters.
Maybe we could get a podium.
GB can find himself on the podium. He's up into P4. Godzilla now just needs to catch Josh, which he's several corners behind, but Josh is out of fuel on this final lap. Can Godzilla push to catch Josh?
This is so dramatic at the end of this race.
Absolute drama at the end here.
That's Centrix. Here it comes.
Centrix is going to win in Qatar and close the gap to the championship
get a podium,
lead.
though?
Will it be Josh? Will it be Godzilla? Godzilla's 6 seconds behind,
Godzilla's gonna get it.
closing rapidly. Josh is only in the final corner now. Will Godzilla catch? Round the final corner he goes. Josh is trying to give it everything, but Godzilla's going to get ahead. GB is going to get ahead. And GB and Godzilla have gone onto the podium in the final lap, and GB gets P2. Unbelievable. GB into P2 on the final lap. Unbelievable scenes here in Tier 2. 3 drivers who were inside the top 4 ran out of fuel. Josh finishes P4. Parallel, Harry and Haters are now almost out. And Ritzy's found himself into P6. Unbelievable. Harry finishes P9 from a possible P3. Haters is now going to finish in P10. Unbelievable. Wow. And Zampa, I know you're saying noobs, but you have never raced Qatar on this track. Qatar absolutely drains your fuel like no other track, and 3 of the top 4 leaders lost out massively there. But Ritzy, with that P6 result, is going to do a lot of damage limitations there with that result. But Centrix is going to win in Qatar. Godzilla, also in P3, is going to do massive amounts of damage limitation here. And next week, we're going to be going into Brazil. And I believe the championship is still firmly on. There is... I'm trying to do quick math here. Ritzy was ahead by 36 points, but now that lead has closed surely after this race. So we still have 2 more rounds to go. Centrix is your winner. Parallel Harry does get the fastest lap down in P8. It was a good debut race, but unfortunately ran out of fuel along with him and Haters and Josh. Josh almost had the win.
A big shout out to Parallel Harry.
Yeah.
I mean, his debut, and he was so quick. So I'm hoping to see if he comes back next week and try and get a win. I mean, that was a great race.
And Centrix ends up winning by 28 seconds in the end. Unbelievable. What a gap. And unbelievable. 3 drivers on the final lap. I just keep repeating it because it's still unbelievable. But
yeah, I can't believe that happened.
what a race. And this championship fight is going down to the wire. We're surely going to see an interesting battle in Brazil where Ritzy could win the championship. We'll need to keep an eye for that next week. But tomorrow we will have where are we next? We're in Austria for Tier 1, where you'll be joined by GB Sanderson in the commentary booth. But next week we'll be in Brazil for Tier 1. Yep. But
Yep.
we're going to now find someone to raid on our way out. If we can find someone, let's see here. Who is live that we could raid? Let us raid these dudes. And if you haven't dropped a follow and you're in the chat, please do. And also make to drop the channel we raid, RRF1, a follow as well on your way in. Show them some love. They seem to be doing a 100% race around Spain. Is that? I don't know. I think that's Spain. Australia? Maybe. Anyway. Thank you all for watching. We'll be back tomorrow for Austria. And goodbye.